What are your best office fragrances? Leave a comment down below. Today, I'm gonna give you my top 10 best office fragrances to smell like a boss. This list will be for everybody, for every budget, starting around the $20 mark to a little more expensive. And I'm willing to bet you that a couple of these fragrances from both budgets that you never heard of. Now, to me, office fragrances shouldn't be too loud, too sweet, but the perfect amount of aroma for when people enter your space. To get this list started in no particular order, I have an honorable mention, and this is not my favorite. It's one of my girlfriend's favorite fragrances, and that is Woo Woo Bois d'Iris. Now, with this, you're gonna get some sage at the top. You're gonna get some cardamom along with some sweetness from the vanilla. You're gonna get a little earthiness from the patchouli. And this is slightly sweet, slightly earthy, with a little woodiness added. Now, this is kind of a sensual scent. It's not gonna project off you too far, but it's a nice fragrance for when people enter your space. It's gonna make you feel like a boss. And I paid $28 for it. Last time I looked, it's $35. So jump on it now. I'm telling you, with all the gorgeous note, you won't regret it. And you will get compliments off of this. Next up, we have Elite Pour Homme. Now, on top of this, you're gonna get some lavender, you're gonna get some rosemary, and you're gonna get some slight mandarin in the opening. In the base, that's when you pick up some cedar, you're gonna pick up some oak moss, you're gonna pick up some sweetness from the vanilla. Now, this is spicy, it's woody, and it's slightly sweet. This is a forgotten gem to me because this is a lovely, sexy scent for the office, make you smell like a boss. Coming up next, I discovered this fragrance in a niche store. We was in Atlanta and I wanted to do a little film about fragrances. And to me, this was one of the better scents in there. And that was along with a lot of Zerjals. It was along with a lot of other name brand fragrances. But to me, this hit my heart. And my girlfriend bought it for my birthday. And this is kind of on the expensive side, but to me, it's well worth it. This one in the house of Filippo Sorcinelli Scusami. At the top of this, you're gonna get some plum, you're gonna get this lemon, you're gonna get some heliotrope to add some sweetness, almost floral to it. In the middle, that's when you're gonna pick up on some black currant and some ylang-ylang. So it's kind of sweet, it's floral, a little fruity, slightly woody. Perfect fragrance for the office. Man, I'm telling you, get your hands on some of this. Kind of expensive, but I wouldn't tell you to get anything that I haven't paid my money for. Now, how I discovered this fragrance, I just wanted me a vetiver scent just for, just for everyday wear. And I came across some reviews on Bois de Vetiver from Car de Lagafia. And so I blind bought it. It was a cheapie, so I spent probably $25 for this size bottle. And that fragrance is Bois de Vetiver or Lagafia. Now at the top of this, you're gonna get some mint, you're gonna get some ambroxan, and the vetiver is the star of the show. Now if you're looking for a vetiver that's not too earthy, but it's kind of spicy, fresh, more on the clean side, this is a perfect fragrance. It's fresh, it's clean, it's spicy. It's one I think perfect for the office, and I think you would like it. Up next, this is another fragrance that I discovered at that niche house. And I never heard of this brand, but I'm telling you now, it's a little on the pricey side. But if you're looking for a perfect office scent, check no further than 2015 Le Phoenix from the house of Lebanes Gerbos. Now at the top of this, you're gonna get this nice, smooth cardamom along with some ginger. In the middle, that's when you're gonna get some cedar. You're gonna pick up on some patchouli. It's earthy, but it's not overwhelming or heavy. And then you're gonna get some smokiness from that frankincense. Now this is very spicy, it's very woody, it's smoky, and it's resinous, but it's a very sexy scent. It's one that's not gonna project far for the notes that's in it. If people come in your space and smell you, they will wanna know what you're wearing. And that is 2015 Le Phoenix. Coming up next, if you're looking for a Gucci Pour Homme 2, almost a clone of it, this is almost the exact same scent. And as you know, if you have smelled that fragrance, that would be a perfect office fragrance. But this is a whole lot cheaper, and that's coming from the house of Hannah Moray, and that's him. At the top of this, you're gonna get some violet, you're gonna get some pepper with some slightly tones of cardamom. And then in the middle, that's when you pick up on that cinnamon that adds some spice to the fragrance. And then in the base, you pick up on that cedar that adds some woodiness. Now this is slightly sweet, has a little spiciness, and it has some woodiness to it. Very nice fragrance from the house of Hannah Marie, and that's him. Now coming up next, this to me is like a very, very underrated house, and I will have a review on my top 3 from this house. It's a little on the expensive side. It's a niche brand, and it's coming from the house of Diptyque, and that is Tempo. Now at the top of this, you're gonna get some patchouli, you're gonna get some sage and pink pepper. Then in the base, you're gonna get that Mate Absolute that give it like a kind of like a hay / tobacco accord. Now this is earthy, woody, it's spicy, and it's kind of almost green, but it's a very nice fragrance. I'm very surprised with this house, very surprised with this fragrance, and that is Tempo from the house of Diptyque. Now coming up next, and what I discovered about this fragrance is the note of common, it either works on your skin or it don't. But when I first wore this, my girlfriend, she loved it. So it works on my skin, and maybe not work on your skin, but if it works on your skin, it's a very sexy note. But that fragrance is coming from the house of Tulis, 1920, the origin. Now the star of the show is cumin in this, but I think it's a little bit sexier than what you think. I think a cumin is like a oud. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it, but I'm telling you, the note of oud or cumin in a fragrance makes it sexy to a woman. And you might not like the note in it, but I'm telling you, women love the note in it. Now at the top of this, you're gonna get some cardamom mixed with some pink pepper. And like I said, the cumin is the show. You're also gonna pick up like a tea note, like tea leaves. Then in the base, you're gonna get cedar and a light patchouli. Now this is spicy, it's woody, almost green, nice fragrance, 1920, the origin. Now coming up next, you can get this at a fairly decent price, and it's a very sexy, seductive scent from the house of Dolce, and that is Moustache. Now when you first spray this, you're gonna get this mandarin along with a pink pepper, but benzoin in the heart is the star of the show. You're also gonna get a slight earthy patchouli that makes it sweet, makes it spicy, very sexy fragrance for the office. I think women will love it, and that is Moustache. Coming in next, this is a very office friendly fragrance, although it might sound kind of earthy, kind of dark and smoky, from the house of Unwatched, and that is Journeyman. Now Sichuan pepper is the star of the show. That's what you're gonna get at the top with some cardamom. Then in the heart, you're gonna get some juniper berry. You're gonna pick up on some frankincense to add some smokiness to it. And then you're left with tobacco. And it's very smoky, very spicy. It's peppery and a little resinous. I didn't rank any of these fragrances, but this is probably my #1 office scent along with Journeyman. This would go perfect for the office, and coming from the house of Swiss Arabian, and that is Oud Magnum. I mean, this is a gorgeous bottle, first of all. This is another one of those notes that either you like oud or you don't, but I'm telling you, women love it on you. Now at the top, you're gonna get some lemon along with some artemisia that makes it kind of herbal. Then you're gonna get some frankincense that adds some slightly smokiness to it. And the star of the show is oud with some tiny traces of leather and amber. Now this is a woody oriental that's spicy, slightly sweet, slightly fruity, and slightly citrusy. If you like this video, then check out this video. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, hit that like button, and please stay safe, and I will see you soon. Peace.